Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I figure why not, about a do, talk about, as we've gone through the 80s horror, do this one. That being the classic, Dave Barker's Hellraiser. That's right, Dave Barker's Hellraiser. We're gonna go. Now at the time, Dave Barker was a new promising director, and he wanted to make it big. He wanted to be like the next Stephen King, do all the books, and do other movies. So this is when, during 86 to 1987, he decided to do this one, being Hellraiser, on what a movie. So you've got a date bit of music. I also remember the music being tight chilly, tight cheapy in parts. And then you start off with this guy, he's in Egypt, something like that, some foreign sort of country, which is Egypt. And he buys a box. But I also remember the guy buys the box from being tight cheaper. Being tight cheap because he actually says, "Take it. It's already yours. It always was." Then you see him messing with this box. Obviously, he presses it once. These big bad wires come out, and you got the idea it stings him and rips him to fucking pieces. And that's when you get the Salamites make the first appearance, and they have the big, one of the most cheapest fucking things I ever seen in all of this day. The music is cheaper, and that's also when Pinhead makes his appearance. Now, do you know in the book version, it originally was going to be a woman who was going to be Pinhead in the book one, but they altered it to a man. And even though this film was a very popular hit for New World Pictures, and it was a big hit, it was also noted to being very, very vicious and very bloodthirsty, and you can definitely see what I mean by bloodthirsty. So it starts off, I think like a few months later, you got the brother of this guy who's called I think the brother's Frank, and him and his wife move into this house, which has got the idea the brother has been on the run, right? I think that's his Harry, and the brother's Frank, the one that's been ripped to pieces. And that's when you get the daughter Tristan. She sort of comes into the film halfway through the film and becomes a main character in the film. There's a bit where the vibes having flashbacks, and you got the idea she's been sleeping with the brother. You actually see a bit of a set scene there. Do you remember in Hellraiser 2 Hellbound? They do make that scene look a bit more raunchier, and so on. And he cuts his hand anyway down and moves this bed, and he goes in the bedroom and blood tips on the floor, and she takes him to hospital. That's when we met the brother Frank. The damn effects are done, the practical and this fucking CGI shit. And that's what I love about Hellraiser. Practical fucking effects. How I miss that golden era. How I miss it. So he's got a bandage, not that bad, the talking and so on. And then the wife says he's not well, and that's when she actually walks to the room and finds Frank. I gotta admit, it was pretty disgusting. It's pretty gruesome. He's walking about. He's skinned alive. He's got no skin. I do know they originally had a different actor playing Frank, the bit with no skin. And you've got the idea the only way to get his skin is if he gets to kill people. The more people he kills, the more blood, the more skin he eats, the more skin will be on his face and on his body. Apart from a fucking ice team fan trying to make a noise at this fucking time of the night. So it's like that basis. She's killing and killing, and she makes a mistake. Don't do this ice team fan will shut the fuck up. So they make the mistake because Tristan decides to fix it, the house. She walks in and he tries to kill someone, and she sees him with no skin on, and he kills him. He tries to get Tristan, she tells him to fuck off, he tries to touch her up. It's also how fucked up this film is, considering it's his fucking niece. She gets out of Dodge, passes out, and then she finds that box. She starts off in the obstacles, she's fucking about with the box, and that's when she opens the door. I do love the monster. It's chasing in this fucking maze, which again, Hellraiser 2, so it's a bit more of the maze. And that's when the Sodomites come into it. And that's one thing with Hellraiser, the first one. You don't really see that much of the Sodomites in it. You don't really see them that much in it. But when they're there, they tend to make a presence. And the same as Pinhead. She makes a deal that she'll get thanked if they don't hurt her. And I do love the bit where Pinhead says, "But if you lie to us, we will tear your soul apart." I always remember that, very chilling. So she goes to the house, and this was a bit what's fucked up. You get the idea that they killed the brother, Ali. They killed him, which we all know the same actor appeared as the villain in Dirty Ali. He was one that played the Scorpion in Dirty Ali. And I think one day before he did this, appeared in Chobra. One of his testosterone smacks him one. But it is a fucked up scene. You got the idea he gets killed, you see it off steam, but you got the idea now that Frank has got his brother's skin and his face. But Tristan doesn't know that. And she sees him, she's down to warn him, and she thinks that Frank is being killed. And what she doesn't know is it's her dad. The Samites come in halfway through it and say, "Who did this? You're not going to touch him." She runs out, and that's when she realises there's a bit in it, you see, what's really fucked up. Before all that, he tried touching her up, but there's a bit where he says, "It's Frank, Uncle Frank, come to Daddy." Well, he only says that in one scene, and then she taps his on that it's not her dad, and it's just such a fucked up scene. She scratches his face, she runs away, and he kills Frank, kills the fucking mother, or stepmom, and then his girl Julia. He's then trying to get her, and he has to get in the water scene. Spikes come out everywhere, cut a big chunk out of his fucking back. And then I do love the scene where he's got his tongue like that. And he says his line, "Jesus wrecked." And it just rips its fucking head off, blood trial everywhere, really fucked up. The Sarmites are trying to get her, but she gets the box. She sends them all to hell, including Pinhead. She does have her little bit halfway through it, but I never really thought it was that interesting, a bit of a love interest. She opens the door, that monster, what I just said in the maze, starts to get her again. She sends that to fucking hell. Oh, there was a homo halfway through the film, and all this sort of like a tramp die. I can forget that. There's a disgusting bit where he's eating fucking bugs. But she goes to start to put the box in the fire, and I said they almost die. He walks in, walks through the fire, chooses this fucking bat-like demon. Again, practical effects, I will miss it. That gets the box, it fires off. Then you've got this guy, but she means like the one who's in the hospital, is this doctor. He's in Egypt, he's buying that box. End of fucking movie. Into 1 year later when they did Hellraiser 2. Hellbound. So like I said, Hellraiser was a big hit film back in 1987. It was a dosing horror movie for New World Pictures. I've got to admit, it was a bit of gruesome film. It definitely was bloodthirsty. Didn't fuck about on the door. And it made a big name, Hellraiser. After Hellraiser, like I say, it made a couple of sequels. And it was a big hit. But that's me talking about Hellraiser. And fuck it, why not? Even though it is a gruesome film. An 8-star rating from me. But into them, be smart, be safe, and I'll see you later.